So this is my Oscar rundown for 2014's Best Picture. I'm going to list the movies, I'm going to say a little something about them, and then after that I'm going to tell you what I think the three frontrunners are, why I think they're the three frontrunners, then I'm going to tell you what I want to win Best Picture and who I predict will win Best Picture. Alright? Come on. Now this movie takes a look at one of the most important stages of a man's life, boyhood, as seen through the eyes of director Richard Linklater. This movie stars Eller Coltrane, Patricia Arquette, and Ethan Hawke. And for those of you out there not in the know, it took about a 12-year time period for this movie to be filmed. Now what makes this movie special to me is not just the fact that it took 12 years to make, but the fact that the film had the ability to remain engaging for its nearly 3-hour runtime, illustrate a fluid story of adolescence, use the same actors for the entire 12 years, and with great performances, plus the connection that I felt with the movie's music, historical events, pop culture references, all added to the film's uniqueness, putting Boyhood into the upper echelon of filmmaking. Alright, now this is February, and if you don't know what Selma is, shame on you. Selma chronicles Martin Luther King's campaign to secure equal voting rights via an epic march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama in 1965. Selma was written by Paul Webb, directed by Ava DuVernay, and brought to life by David Oyelowo, Tim Roth, and Tom Wilkinson. Alright, The Theory of Everything was directed by James Marsh. It stars Eddie Redmayne and Felicity Jones. This movie is basically about the relationship between the famous physicist Stephen Hawking and his wife and the struggles that they go through together as he's battling with ALS. The Grand Budapest Hotel was directed by Wes Anderson. It stars Ray Fiennes and Tony Revolori, and just about every other actor that the average moviegoer thought was dead in the past 5 years. Now this movie is an adventurous tale of a famous hotel concierge, Gustav H., and the lobby boy that eventually becomes his most trusted friend, Zero Mustafa. Now, this movie is set between the First and Second World Wars, and with a highly entertaining story, clever dialogue, and Wes Anderson's talent to create one of the most visually stimulating movies to look at this year, in my opinion, Grand Budapest Hotel is much deserving of a Best Picture nomination. American Sniper is a record-breaking, box office juggernaut of a film directed by Clint Eastwood and stars Bradley Cooper. Now, American Sniper is not just about legendary Navy SEAL Chris Kyle's ability to save countless lives on the battlefield. American Sniper actually gives us a realistic show of emotion as it takes us into the life of one of America's heroes and the struggles that he deals with when he returns home. Whiplash is directed by Damien Chazelle. It stars Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons. Now this movie moves to the beat of its own drum, as it takes the cutthroat coach that we're used to seeing in sports films and puts him in a position of a jazz instructor that will stop at nothing to develop one student's potential. Okay, Birdman, and my frontrunner for Best Picture this year. This movie was directed by Alejandro Gonzalez. It stars Michael Keaton, Zach Galifianakis, and Edward Norton. It's basically about a washed-up actor who made a name for himself playing an iconic superhero, and now he's battling with his emotions as he tries to move away from the association of that character and give the people something more. Now, The Imitation Game is another movie set around the time of the World Wars. It's directed by Martin Tilden. It stars Benedict Cumberbatch and Keira Knightley. This is the incredible true story of mathematician Alan Turing and his colleagues' tireless quest to try to crack the Enigma code and help bring World War II to an end. Okay, now, out of all 8 movies, to me, there's 3 in the lead. Birdman, Boyhood, and The Grand Budapest Hotel. Okay, now, as I said earlier, The Grand Budapest Hotel is a stunning movie to look at, and with great pacing, an amazing cast of characters, from the very beginning it's engaging and keeps your attention. But it's no Boyhood. Richard Linklater did what no other director has ever done, and not only did he accomplish this extremely challenging and ambitious project, but it turned out well. This film is smooth, and the characters have great chemistry. I especially enjoyed watching Mason and his dad bond as his dad would teach him life lessons. I wish I had a father. But as good as I thought Boyhood was, it's no Birdman. Now this is my Best Picture of the year. Keaton, Norton. Need I say more? This film is uniquely and beautifully directed. There are no throwaway characters in this movie, and every member of the ensemble cast gives a great performance. But more important than that, I feel that this movie is awesome because of its relevance to today's newest movie genre, the superhero film. Now, with the success of superhero movies growing every year, some of these movies could make or break an actor's mainstream career. For example, an actor may say that he wants to step away from the superhero role that brought him back to box office greatness and do a different movie altogether. But when said movie doesn't do so well, he or she might say that they were always coming back to film the sequels and never thinking about leaving the franchise that's been paying the bills. And much like the main character in Birdman, dealing with his ego, yes men, and naysayers, these are the types of decisions that I believe most actors in Hollywood have to make all the time. To me, that makes this movie a realistic look behind the scenes of an actor's mind. So like I said, I think Birdman should win Best Picture this year. And my prediction, it will win Best Picture this year. If you like my Oscar rundown for Best Picture, please comment. I'd also like to find out who you think is gonna win. Hit me up. Out.